Order blocks are mostly institutional candles, and that is why most of the trade we take in the order block are high probability trade, because these order block are what hosts the trade execution of institution. Identifying this order block and placing the trade correctly will make you a profitable trader. In this video, I'll be sharing with you the smart money concept secret entry of trading the order block. Follow me carefully looking at my chart. This is Euro USD, and if you look at price movement, let's look back to history, then we'll analyze to the current happening of the market. If you look at this area, you realize that here we are having a double top, and this is a liquidity sitting in this zone. So this price that pushed to this upside takes away this particular liquidity. And we say one of the characteristics of a valid order block is that there must be a liquidity sweep. There must be a fair value gap. That is what shows that this is an institution movement. So this order block here that pushes price all the way to take away this liquidity is our institution candle. So what do? We will mark this particular order block, right? And afterwards, we have marked this order block. After marking this order block, we were expecting price to return into this order block in order for us to go higher, in order for us to buy. Because if you look, we are having higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and a higher high. Then we have this liquidity that was sitting here, and we have this order block that push for that liquidity to be taken. So this order block now is our higher low, where we want to make our entry to the upside. But however, if you look at this order block carefully, you realize that there is also a liquidity that is sitting here. And because of this liquidity, price pushed down a little more lower. Remember, price is always attracted to area of liquidity. So this liquidity, and then you extend all the way to here, you have this liquidity. So what happened? This order block smashed away again to take away the liquidity that was sitting here. So this liquidity sweep happened. So what do? Now, if you are conversant with the smart money concept, you already know that there is a liquidity here, and the tendency of price coming to this liquidity zone, price will likely take away this liquidity. So when you get this sweep and this swift return of price, you should know that this is eventually what will follow up, and that is why we'll have that push all the way to the upside. And again, after that push, so this order block has been mitigated, and then price now gave us a break of structure by virtue of this liquidity sweep. So here now we have a break of structure to the downside, because this is our higher high and this is our higher low. So now that we have a break of structure, our attention now has been shifted to the order block that actually breaks structure. So now we have what? An order block that break structure, because we are now having a downtrend. So we are expecting to do what? To sell. So this order block was the order block that break structure, because the movement of price begins and then it break all the way to this downside. So what do? We mark this particular order block. So having this order block marked out, price does what? Price pull back into that order block. And what happened? We as well has a liquidity sweep. Look at this now. We have this liquidity sweep from that zone. You can see that this wick projected above this high. So that is a liquidity sweep. And immediately that liquidity was swept, price closed back inside of the order block zone. You can see the close of that candle right in there. So how do we make our entry? When price return into that zone, we move to our 15-minute time frame and see exactly what happened. Now this is our 15-minute time frame. You can see what happened on this 15-minute time frame. Price gave us what? Price was giving us higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. So look at what happened. Price pushed back and gave us a break of structure on our 15-minute time frame. So when that break of structure happened, we now have a new order block on this 15-minute time frame. And look at this. This is the new order block that we were having. First, we have this order block. So do you see that on our 15-minute time frame? Then we have what? A breakers block. So this again is our breakers block. This is our breakers block. So we have what? We have our order block, which is our OB, and we have our breakers block. So this is our BB. So what happened? Price pull into this breakers block. Okay? And then price pull into this breakers block and give us a beautiful sell entry. So you would have sold from here, and then you see that move, your stop loss would have been here. And you can see how that trade plays out all the way to this zone. So this would have been your beautiful entry. So trade left here and then came all the way here now to give us a new lower low. So where is our next point of interest? This order block now become our next point of interest. Why? Because this order block here, this OB gave us a liquidity, a fair value gap, and also it sweep away this liquidity and it creates a new lower low. So every condition to validate it as a valid order block has been met. Imbalance, which is a fair value gap, it gave us a liquidity sweep. So this is an institution movement and it creates a new low. So we are now doing what? We are now back into this concept. So what do we want to see? We want to see price pull back into that order block. So what do? We'll now mark out the order block. So this is the order block that took away the liquidity. We have it marked out this way. So we are looking for a sell. Let's go to a 15-minute time frame and see what happened. So now price return. Look at the movement of price into that order block. So what do we have? We are having higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and higher high. So here price breakthrough. This is a break of structure. So now right there we have what? We have a break of structure. And what do? We will now mark our point of interest on this time frame. So here again we have a break of structure. We have an order block on the 15-minute time frame, right? That is one order block. Here we have a breakers block. So this is our breakers block. Are you seeing that? This is our breakers block. Remember, this is our structural point. Higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and higher high. So it is this last order block here that price break to give us a BOS that we refer to as a breakers block. So now we have a breakers block there, and look at what happened. In this breakers block again, look at this. we have an imbalance here. On this 15 minutes, this is a fair value gap inside here. So, and look at what happened. Price now does what? After price breakthrough, you can see what price does. Price pull back into our breakers block. And then immediately we get that rejection of, we had that rejection there of a bearish pin bar. You can see that bearish pin bar there. So this could have been our sell entry. And of course, we are having a divergence. We're having a divergence in that zone. So coupled with the divergence confirmation, because price is giving us higher high, we're having this low. So with this pin bar, this could have been our sell entry, and then you see how price move to the downside. So this approach is simple, and also you can use your 1 hour to make your entry based on candlestick pattern, and you can see that candlestick pattern plays out. So price pull back. To look at it carefully, look at this. Price pull back while this bearish engulfing candle. Do you see that? And then see divergence playing out. This is a divergence. So this is another way that you can make your entry very, very precise and accurate, strictly by trading order block. Okay, and for this second entry, look at this. This is a bearish flag pattern, which is another second entry confirmation. And I believe you have gotten value from this video. Please, you are here to subscribe to the channel. Please do well to hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to the channel, turn on your notification bell so you'll be the first to get notified when we upload our next video. And please do not forget to like, share, and leave a comment in the section of this video. Thank you, and see you in a subsequent video.